Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hopefully, you all remember Arnoldas Nauseda. We sat down with him a few weeks ago in July, I think, when he was just taking over Smartlands as a new CEO. We get a chance to sit down with him again and ask him how the company's been doing. So welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time. The question goes very simple. What's new? What's been going on over the last couple of months?
Thank you. Nice to meet you again. We've been working actually on different aspects of the business. So we've been working on corporate structure. We've been working on marketing, on product development, technology development, team building, business development, PR, and etc. So all these functions we are basically filled with various achievements, I should say. So first of all, I should mention the legal side. So we set up a corporate structure which is scalable. We founded companies in UK, in Lithuania. So that's the set is there. Now we working on this legal framework. So I met top lawyers in the world. So we chosen the partnership with lawyers. So we have CMS lawyers on board, which is the third largest lawyer in the world, having the offices 75 countries. So they, in London they have huge experience in the crowdfunding space. That's around they have 30 crowdfunding P2P projects onboarded. So they have tens of ICOs done, also security tokens projects as well. So the competence is here. So probably I think that one of the most competent lawyers in UK in terms of this fintech blockchain space. So now we're working with them on this UK licensing appointed representative onboarding, as well on the business plan with Thistle and Resolution. So the work is in progress. The plan is to achieve this set in 2 months. We should have the appointed representative in place. We should have the finish the business plan, clear business plan, and that would be the foundation for first project tokenization. Then we've been working also on the HR team side. So I have 2 senior managers on board already. We signed the contracts. So yesterday, VP of Marketing has started from Ferratum Group. Ferratum is the multinational company in the fintech company. So she was responsible for 8 countries, Australia, UK, Europe, Baltics. So she is a good asset for us. I think we can really then utilize her experience and onboard as many investors, businesses on our platform. So then we also onboarded technology guy, VP of technology. The guy was working in San Francisco-based startups. So that's he will start working with us in the second half of September. We also onboarding, still haven't signed the agreement, but the product, chief of product, VP of product development, and we have several more, vacancies to fill in to strengthen our, team, because team is the everything.
Team is everything, absolutely. Yeah. It'd be great to meet all those folks at some point.
Yeah.
It'd be great if you assist us with it.
Yeah, we'll do an introduction.
The community wants to know its heroes.
Community will know who are those people. Yeah. Then also on the product development side, so we also been developing the platform. So we onboarded KYC provider, so it's integrated with our platform. We also reached the Stellar-based validator, so also part of the Stellar as a validator. So we're still developing this product roadmap for the first year 2018 and for the remainder of this year. So to tokenize the first project. So it's being developed. Then what else? Also have to mention also without projects, there is no tokenization, right? So we've been working on business development. I've been meeting asset managers, asset owners, etc., around the world. So I should say there is a 100 million pipeline there. So there is a projects to tokenize. Also, we have asset managers who has portfolios of billions. So if we, have several lined up, we agree the partnership, we can, our capacity of pipeline, the size will go right away into billions. So that's also we've done already, I should say, and it's in progress as well. We've been also traveling around the world. We've visited several conferences. So it was also FinTech Week. We had a booth there, so we met different stakeholders there. As well, we are in Singapore exploring the business environment, blockchain, FinTech environment there. We met really good businesses, good stakeholders, which will, I think, could leverage for Smartlands development as well.
The tokenization of assets is a major trend right now, and Smartlands is a relatively new company, and we can see that issuance platforms like that are popping up pretty often all over the world. And the question that the community has is, how do you plan on coping with this issue? That right now, it's a trend, but pretty soon, in a few months, maybe a couple of years, it's going to be a major competition, not to say bloodbath.
Yeah.
So what are the mechanisms for coping with that?
Yes. So, well, I'm not afraid actually of this competition, because I don't think it's a competition. I think it's still we are in blue ocean. We're creating a new business model. We're creating new markets, and that's just the beginning of everything. And we have a huge demand and a huge size of assets in the world. So if we take, let's say, property, where we, let's say, split into agricultural, commercial, residential, so we have more than 200 trillion assets, right? So then we have, this loans, right? So loans is also more than 200 trillion. So that's, huge. So I think in 2 years, if 1 trillion can be tokenized throughout 2 years, so that's a big achievement, for all these people, all these players businesses who are working in the space.
Do you plan on keeping the focus on a certain type of assets, or are you just going to do everything?
So at the moment, as we know, and then all our community knows, we have a still open focus. But definitely we will shape this differentiation within, I think, coming 1 year. And say, for example, it's not a year yet, but maybe we can, let's say, focus on agricultural properties. So say we focus on agricultural properties, then it's around, I think, as far as I remember, around 30 trillion is agricultural properties here around the world, right? So that could be our focus. So we can be the biggest agricultural property, asset tokenization first mover, right. And then we can, move fast and tokenize just purely agriculture. So that's our differentiation. Nobody else is doing that. And if we have the asset managers, who is, our partner, then we move fast, and then that's our differentiation. So that's one scenario, right? The other scenario is we'll still keep open our focus for 1 year, six months, 1 year, and we can shape maybe some other differentiation. So I would say also differentiation is also that we are the first Stellar-based ICO. We are developing the world-class team. We are building joint ventures around the world, and that also, from strategic point of view, is also a differentiator comparing to other markets. We're building this global legal framework. That's also a differentiator, right? So strategy-wise, it's still in development, right. And one of the important questions we deal and shape it our strategy throughout, I think, this coming year.
So what are the plans for the rest of the year, other than what you've just mentioned?
Yeah, so still, during these past 2 months, coming back to this, what was done, so we also build a pipeline of the projects. So we have spoken to many asset managers, asset owners, etc. So working on pipeline. So I think the capacity of the pipeline at the moment is $100 million, dollars. And with several asset managers, it can be, billions, talking about billions. So there is really interest of this innovation, of this, asset tokenization as the new sort of business model, new market to access for mass market and provide the liquidity. So providing liquidity is a liquidity premium. So
is it safe to say that Smartlands is moving away from utility tokens towards tokenization, or you're still keeping an eye on everything that goes on in that space, utility tokens as well as the security tokens?
So yeah, we keep an eye on the market. I think maybe personally some of the utility tokens can be converted to security tokens, because there was the grain zones when the utility tokens and all these ICOs happened. Some of them could be converted and they can move in the, from offshore to regulated jurisdictions, etc. But our token is utility token. We're following it. So our token is this SLT token, payment access token, and we're building sort of the platform for security tokens. So we following both sides. Security is more interesting because it's another next move, next development.
That was going to be my next question, because the trend is clear towards the security tokens. Why is it? What's so exciting about the security token as opposed to utility, just basically just buying coins?
Yes, so security token is actually, say, evolution from the physical ownership, right? So it's a digital ownership, which means it means more effective, more faster. The ownership can be transferred instantly. So it's a digitization happening in all industries, and then as well as in financial industry. So this securitization, tokenized securities, digitized securities, digital securities, what's evolution is taking place in this financial industry, and the blockchain allows it to do it. So the security token, the features versus the utility token is that it's backed by the asset, right? Specific assets. It's we tokenize equity, bond, or loan. So it's backed by real asset behind it. So because it's it's utility token, it can go to zero because it's more like a product. If nobody is using this utility token as a product, so it goes to zero. Whereas security token is backed by the real property, right? Real asset, meaning so through equity. Behind it can be the business which generates cash flows. Behind can be the property which generates, there is asset value, appreciates in value, maybe generates the cash flows, and etc. So that's the main difference.
Perfect. Excellent plan. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us and explain the whole thing to the community. It's great. Everyone's gotten their questions answered.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll meet the rest of the team soon.
Yes.
Please help us out with that. We'd like to meet all the people involved with the project, ask them lots of questions. I get tons of those. So everyone's going to have their hands full when the community gets with them.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again in a couple months. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.